Hello! If you have any interest in fitness whatsoever and have spent any time around the industry, you will inevitably have heard someone, at least one person, say the following phrase: I'm looking to lose weight / build muscle / get a bit fitter, slimmer, healthier, whatever, but I don't want to get too bulky. A lot of people think that's a perfectly normal thing to say. I don't want to get too bulky. I don't want to lift weights because I don't want to end up, building too much muscle, etc., etc. And it's honestly one of the most ridiculous things you can possibly think will happen, that you're accidentally going to build too much muscle. You're accidentally going to get too bulky without noticing and without realizing and being able to change. So personally, I've been bulking I've been eating in a slight calorie surplus for around about 6 months now, actively trying to put on weight, lifting weights, normally fairly heavy weights in terms of my ability, at least twice a week, on average about 3 times a week, for the last 4, 5, 6 months, consistently tracking my food, eating when I'm not hungry, intentionally eating more calories than I'm actually burning, in order to put on weight, in order to get bulky. And I'm going to share some before and after pictures from my progress so far. And in these pictures you can see they're around 7 or 8 months apart, and there's 16 pounds difference-ish. It's not, I didn't actually weigh myself at the time, but I know roughly what I weighed just then. I'm around 16 pounds heavier, or around 7 kilos heavier than I was back then. And as you can see from the pictures, there's not too much difference really. You can see some subtle changes, but there's not too much difference really in terms of how I look. Obviously, once I do a little bit of a cut and lose a little bit of body fat, you might see more of a difference in terms of the actual definition of the muscles. But even then, clearly, I'm not going to look much bigger or much bulkier than I did back then. And that just goes to show, even with intent, it is incredibly difficult to build a large amount of muscle or a large amount of mass if you're not using steroids in a fairly short period of time. And that brings me back to this idea of accidentally bulking up too much, getting to be too bulky or too muscly looking. It's just not a thing. If you are looking to lose some weight and you're worried that you might end up looking too bulky, it will not happen. It's literally impossible to accidentally do that. If you do start to build a little bit of extra muscle that you didn't intend to, then all you need to do is rein your workouts in a little bit, maybe switch up your workout a little bit, or change your diet plan a little bit. Obviously speak to a coach, professional, a trainer, or whatever to help you with that if you're not sure how to do it, or reach out to someone like myself or your preferred fitness professional. But yeah, it's basically impossible to get too bulky without noticing and without being able to change it in the short term. So yeah, don't worry about it. If you do have any specific questions around losing weight, gaining weight, workout plans, anything fitness related, or anything at all really, then by all means reach out. But until next time, take it easy.